What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OGGM, broadcasting live from Site B here in a small island off the coast of Costa Rica. Maybe. It is the first day of February. Yes, we have made it an entire month in 2023. Congratulations. We are now going into Valentine's Day. Blah. But it's a beautiful Sunday morning, so I can't complain too much. And it's Wednesday. Wednesday. We have survived an entire month of the OGL wars, so it's time to take a look at all the tabletop role-playing game print product that might be on the shelves of your friendly local game store. But as always, they could be delayed because of reality. So before you go over to the game store and ask if they have this product in stock, and then you get mad because the OGGM said you had it in stock, and they go, I don't know who the OGGM is, call ahead to make sure the product you want is in stock. There we go. Let's take a look if there's anything worth our time this week. From Black Spire Fantasy, we have Swords of Chaos. For Castles and Crusades, this is a hardcover rulebook for $60, powered by the D20 Siege engine, famous in Castles and Crusades, the system that 5e borrowed from. It's got some new mechanics in it to modernize it, and character generation, new spells, monsters, beasts, a game master section, and a gadgeteer of the Earth that was during the Forgotten Age. So a sort of sorcery type Thundar the Barbarian type thing. It's the Earth, but it's in the future. But it's, now a radioactive Earth that was Holocaust future with cannibalism and barbarians, but science, sorcery. So yeah, think of Thunder the Barbarian. And for some reason it uses the word antediluvian in its description. When was the last time you heard that word used in anything? So if you're looking for a Swords and Chaos, Thunder the Barbarian, gonzo sci fantasy take on Castles and Crusades, this is available from Black Spire Fantasy for $60. From Legendary Games, we have Bocorbus, Boricubos, Latin American Monsters and Adventures, Deluxe Edition. This is a D&D 5th edition product featuring, not surprisingly, 5e stuff with a Latin America themed. It is an $80 hardcover, and it fills with all sorts of stuff with Latin America, Aztec, Olmec, Inca, Hispanic type stuff that you would find in a historically fantastic Latin America, Amazon, all those kind of things. It's got archetypes, class options, new spells, weapons, armors, feats, magic items, new takes on divinity, featuring mythology from Puerto Rico, Caribbean, Latin America, stuff like that. So sounds interesting if you're looking for an unusual take on a 5e campaign setting. So, hey, there you go. And you might, learn something there. From Crucible 7, for the Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, we have The Imperial Zoo. This is a $40 hardcover, which features, not surprisingly, a whole bunch of new monsters, beasts, and unusual stuff to add to your Warhammer Fantasy Role-Playing game, plus new rules, new character options, a new city to explore, and a zoo type setting to stage adventures in. What evil machinations could be going on in the city zoo right underneath the eyes of the Imperium? Perhaps evil monkeys? From Mongoose Publishing, for Traveler, we've got the Third Imperium. And for 23 AD, we've got Aerospace Engineer's Handbook. So for Traveler, the Mongoose version, for $50, we've got the Third Imperium, which is a great interstellar empire filled with all sorts of adventure prompts for this space setting, where you could be, travelers seeking fame, fortune, exploring, encountering aliens, trying to save human civilization, stuff like that. The Aerospace Engineer's Handbook for 2300 AD covers art and science of designing spacecrafts for all 16 subsectors, starships, vehicles, weapons, armors, stuff like that, shuttle warp drive, interstellar drive, pentapods. So it's Looks like it's also for Traveler, because it mentions pentapods, which were in Traveler, weren't they? Pentapods and Kafers. That's all names from Traveler 2300, I remember. That was sort of the more militaristic Traveler, if I remember correctly. I remember Kafers and pentapods. So yeah, I know that there was a Traveler 2300 game that my friend ran back at college that had Bridget McWilliams in it and some of my other friends who I don't see anymore. So it looks like this is both for normal Traveler and Traveler 2300 AD, which interests me because there's also the 2300 AD license setting that has the Judge Dredd stuff in it. So I'm a little confused, but whatever. It's stuff for Traveler, and it's always nice to see a little love for Traveler. From Frog God Games, we have Tomb of Treasures and the Midderland promo map. Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. It's a hardcover supplement and a map. The hardcover supplement is $35. The map is $5. Tome of Treasures consists 700 new treasures to bring down upon your players if you're running a Frog God Games inspired campaign like I am. I use the World of Frog God Games for my campaign setting 90% of the time. I love the idea of the Slumbering Czar and the Lost Lands and the world they've created. It's definitely one of my favorites, other than the world for Freeport, which I always hoped Green Ronin would do more with. Maybe they will under the new, orc banner. It's basically a map of the world of where most of the adventures in Frog God Games takes place, and then a whole bunch of new treasures for 5e or any D20 game that uses something vaguely 5e-ish under the new SRD. From Metal Weave Games, we have Incarnations for D&D 5e. This is a hardcover spell supplement for $50. It's got a bunch of new spells. That's it. A bunch of new spells. Doesn't even say how many. Just says some suggestions, narrative tools, new ways to do spells, flying, stealth, memory messing. $50 for a unknown amount of brand new spells for your 5e game. Also, for some reason, this guy double spaced everything in his description, where every other description, as you can see, is single space. What? This guy double space, single space, double space. Why? I don't know. How many spells? I don't know. But it's a book. Spells. And here's a blast from the past. It's the Marvel Superheroes set of figures from back in the TSR days when TSR did phase rip marbles. And look, there's Mr. Fantastic, Dr. Doom, Thor. This is all metal, pewter, $70. So is this that they remade them using the original molds, or just somebody found it and is re-releasing it? $70. I mean, that's the price you would charge, I think, nowadays for the original one with the original figures. Last time I saw it was like 45 or $50. They look like the originals, so I don't know. Is this just you found a whole bunch of the originals somewhere in a warehouse and you're reselling them, or you remade them in the original, using the original molds to look as close to the originals as possible? Because, there's a big call for figure designs that are 30 years old. That were when we were still using lead and pewter and iron instead of, the new, much better figure molds that you look really awesome. But hey, I don't know, because there's no story. Just says, Blast from the Past, Marvel Superheroes set, Mr. Fantastic, Thor, Doc Ock, Dr. Doom, a couple others, Pulsar, that looks like a turtle, Spider-Man maybe. I don't know. $70. You got me. No explanation, but it is out there. So what can I tell you? If you want to find a bunch of old Marvel figures that looks like they were made, 30 some odd years ago, as opposed to the new cool HeroClix that look, decent by today's standards, this is out there. Let's see, anything I'd recommend other than the Frog God Game one? I mean, the map, I don't really, do you need 300 new treasures? Traveler 2300 sort of trying to make a comeback. Sure, why not? Zoo, Latin America adventures. Yeah, you might learn something. another attempt to do a Thundar Barbarian type campaign setting. That always seems like there's one of those every year, and they never seem to go anywhere. This one might be interesting. It's always interesting to look at other cultures and how they would be interpreted in D&D language, and how right or wrong they get, and how many people say this is, racist and stuff like that. That's it. If any of the things I just listed sound like something you want to pick up, head on down to your friendly local game store and ask them if they have it in stock or if they can order it for you. And let them know the OGGM sent you, which means absolutely nothing, but feels cool when people say that. Till next time, if you appreciate this list, let me know. If you never want to hear me talk about brand new product, let me know. If there's anything on the list you're thinking of getting, toss me a line and let me know, and we can talk about it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and helping me hit the unusual goal of 1 billion subs by the end of 2023. Yes, I know I won't hit 1 billion subs, but it's good to have a goal. But more realistically, please consider supporting the OGGM Adventures. Remember, this is my job, for lack of a better explanation. And the best way to do this, as always, is to check out my links and buy my merch. I got 5, soon to be 6 brand new posts up on Big Geek Emporium, all running for about $2.95. So if you're looking for collections of brand new monsters for your game of choice, you could do worse than mine. Till next time, I will see you later, Marks. Talk to you soon.